versus Team Liquid. Grand Finals, Game 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. That's right, it's OG versus Team Liquid Grand Finals International 2019. And I hope you're in it for the long haul because this is a best of 5 series. First team to take 3 games will win this entire tournament. As you saw earlier, I'm joined here by Gunnar and Febby. And as they had briefly mentioned on the panel, this is 2 European teams. And this is the first time that 2 teams from the same region have been competing in TI Grand Finals since 2014, which it was Vici Gaming and Newbie.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you really quickly, as we are soon getting into this draft, what's it like playing another team for your region, and what's like the scrim culture? Because obviously, when someone's very close to you geographically, it makes sense to play them frequently in scrims. So, what kind of information do you get during scrims? Are you more trying to figure out what you're good at, or are you trying to figure out what the enemy team is bad at? You're trying to figure out new strats. You're trying to play heroes. What exactly do teams get by doing scrims?
Well, a lot of the times in tournaments, whenever same region teams play each other, you'll see that there's like upsets, right? Where it's like this really strong team that could be like top 6, top 4, whatever, is getting knocked out by, like maybe a top 12 team or something like that from their same region. And it's because they play each other, like you said, a lot, right? They know their strats, they know the way they like to draft, they know the players, especially from pubs. Like you play the pubs with some player, you know this guy likes to pick these type of heroes, he likes to kind of make this stuff around the map, and sure, it's not in a competitive as aspect all times, but you get a feel for all the players. So that's why a lot of the times, like here, I'm expecting to see the games be like a little closer than OG's like normal run, right?
Right. And Liquid are doing a good job to make sure that doesn't happen, as we see in the first phase bans already taking away a lot of the things that OG have been proving to be extremely powerful on: the IO, the Magnus, and the Alchemist.
And but OG do get Enchantress.
They do.
Which they're probably like the best Enchantress team right now. Because they play 5.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try to like super hard counter this Enchantress, you pick some like Light Stealer, Gyro. These are like okay counters, but you pick some hard counter to the edge and they put it on no tail and then call it a day. Give Seb a new hero.
Is Chen one of those heroes? Because I know back in the day when both these heroes used to be all about getting neutral creeps, it seemed that there was a real give and take between Enchantress and Chen. Both these heroes have kind of changed their role, Febby. Why exactly do you think Liquid goes for the Chen to respond to this Enchantress?
I think they're looking to group up early and push early and just like have a better early to mid team fight. I think that's what they're thinking right now, especially with the Tide pickup as well.
Also, both heroes in the early game have changed their playstyle a lot. It used to be Enchantress would go for Enchant a lot. And she'd get a creep, the Wildkin, she'd have a little more bonus armor, she'd have Tornado, and that would be like her lane support, right? And now she's more getting heal and untouchable, and she's kind of just right-clicking your carry. And Chen, on the other hand, he has his new passive ability. I guess it's not a passive anymore, right?
It's got a passive component and an active component.
Active, yeah,
so the Divine Favor gives the aura, and then obviously the active teleports you around the map.
So the passive gives you everyone HP regen in an area, and increases the HP regen by percentage. So now a lot of the Chens you'll see they buy a headdress, which also gives everyone bonus 2 HP regen. So now everyone from level 1 in Chen's lane is going to have like 5 HP regen. When they pair it with a hero like Tidehunter, that guy doesn't take damage. So they can kind of match these lanes up, the 2 from Liquid, put them in any hard lane, and they're going to get a lot out of it.
I want to talk about like the meta a little bit in TI because I played in I think 3 or 4 TIs. I think it was 3, and I've been watching other TIs as well. So the meta shifts twice in TI. Once is after the group stage ends and when the what is this called? The
main event.
The main events for us starts. Like a lot of teams like take like those few days.
Especially during the 1 day break, right? There's a day break between the groups and the main stage.
Yeah, they study everything and they decide like what's really good in the meta. And we've been kind of seeing tiny void popping up in the main stage. And at the grand finals, meta shifts again. The first game kind of doesn't matter. It feels good if you win. But I think like Liquid from the first pick bans, because that's like the most important, because that actually shifts your the whole pick ban. So I think this is going to be a really important match to see if they are able to actually beat OG's Enchantress, because it's going to give them a huge edge if they win this, if they are able to beat the Enchantress, because they can play it themselves too.
It's also kind of crazy if you look at this, that OG gets first pick, right, this game? And look at their bans compared to Liquid bans. Liquid has to ban like 3 of these like game-winning
Signature
cores,
heroes,
right?
yeah.
And OG gets to pick, you know, they ban this AA, so it's like it forces you to ban the ALK.
That's what I was getting into. Like OG has a lot of heroes that Liquid needs to first ban. Meanwhile, it's not the same for the others. So yeah.
Yeah, bans against Liquid seems to be more targeted towards Miracle during the ending phases of the draft, because usually you got to be worried about these random anti-mages coming out or something like that. You're not concerned about that happening in the first phase of the draft, so you're just kind of trying to establish your strategy. So for these two teams specifically, as we see a Rubik come out for Liquid, do you think it's more in Liquid's, like the ball is in Liquid's court to kind of figure out what OG is up to, and OG's just like, we're just going to play our own Dota. If you can beat it, then we'll maybe start sweating for game 2, but for right now, you got to prove that you can even take one game off of us.
OG right now, they looked at Dota Buff. They searched Ti9, looked at the heroes from the main event, saw the highest win percentages and pick rates, and clicked the top 3.
These seem like good heroes.
And they're hoping that they're going to work together and win them a game of Dota.
Okay.
And Liquid is doing their own style, right?
Yes.
Like this TA is Weeha's hero ever since he joined Liquid. Even before Liquid, he would play it like on Chaos, he'd play a lot. But they first picked it the entire time last major. They started first picking it last series. I think it's like their comfort way of playing. It gives them map vision, it gives them a, like almost always a 50-50 lane at worst.
Yeah.
Even if it's like horrible, you can go jungle like in the Huskar lane, right? He can just
Exactly.
jungle, catch up, and come back in the mid late game.
I think right now OG is thinking of picking Void or not. Like they're taking their time because this pick is going to kind of determine their win condition.
I think they're wondering about, they probably saw the last match, right? Which was a Void versus TA.
Yes.
And they saw how that probably panned out, how the TA just like, you know, 3-shot the Void, you can't get time walk off, doesn't really matter. So they're probably considering if they're actually going to be scared of this TA and they need to pick, you know, more of a safer carry against the TA, like a Spectre.
They're going to go for a hard carry option, but one that obviously is very, very strong against TA. Once the Spectre gets that Radiance online, suddenly TA's Refraction is just completely nullified pretty much.
Also, Spectre's a common Manta buyer. That's one of the things you want on an Adu hero versus TA. It serves 2 functions. You can dodge or remove the Meld Strike, and also burns the Refraction instantly. Because
Right.
you have 3 different heroes.
It is not a carry hero that we see much here at Ti9, but it is really amazing against Liquid supports right now. Those 2 squishy, the single target supports, the backline supports. It's really easy for the Spectre to go on Liquid's backline right now.
So the cool thing about Spectre this tournament is people are like doubling down on the late game on it. They go Midas on Spectre as their first item.
But what about the days of the old Vanguard Spectre where you're just like, no, I'll be able to make it to the late game. You're like, listen, either win or lose, this Spectre is going to get super farmed. It's up to you to end the game, and they were going Midas?
Yeah, it's like a lot of carries are going more, you have to get a lot out of the map these days, right? That's why these heroes like Alchemist and Meepo, like for Liquid, right? That's their Meepo. Like these, even Arc Warden, these heroes get more gold out of their gold.
Right.
Alchemist just gets double the gold from last hits. Arc Warden gets double the gold from
Midas.
having, well, double Midas, but also in teamfights he has 2 sets of items.
True.
Meepo gets 4 times the stats, right? So they have a lot of like functions that, since these teams playing the map so well these days, and they can't really like, you know, force people away from the map, that stuff like that is just really strong.
These heroes from Liquid side, it's really familiar too. I remember it punishing the Raze King draft. These heroes want to play fast, and that's what Spectre is kind of scared about. So laning phase is really important for both sides, because if Liquid gets to win, then they're just going to start snowballing.
OG last ban a Gyro and then pick up a Pugna.
So I think that's going to be a mid Pugna versus TA. The matchup's a lot better now than it has been, and even when the Pugna at 6, the TA has a really hard time laning against him. And they'll probably try to lane this Tiny Top, I guess. I think the Tiny Top's a little safer than the Pugna, but they can always swap the lanes around based on this last pick from Liquid.
I was thinking Liquid's gonna pick a hero like Troll to amplify the early mid game, but because of the Pugna pick, it can get kited real well. So,
Meepo.
So Liquid want to take that Spectre game to the next level. Another hero that can quickly amplify his own farm. Meepo, the last pick on Team Liquid.
That pushes TA to safe lane, I guess.
Yes.
it's a very early fast tempo. Spectre's not gonna have a lot of room to breathe. It's pretty good late game. So yeah, it looks like a really good last pick Meepo.
So then does this change the side lane Liquid situation for OG? Like, are you going to move the Tiny around or the Elder Titan around elsewhere? Because you still got a Spectre that you got to babysit.
Probably not. The thing that's kind of scary for Liquid is OG has an ET, right? And ET is so good against Meepo.
Yes.
You get Astro Hero damage from each Meepo. You get the aura on all the Meepos. You can stomp all the Meepos. They're always going to be clumped. You're always going to these big team fights. So that's the one big question I have about this Meepo pick.
And Elder Titan is a hero that we've been seeing a lot of strength of just in the laning phase. Even before the multiple Meepos come online or something like that, he's going to be getting a ton of damage from that Astral Spirit.
Yeah, but individually you're right. But I think the way these heroes work together right now, Liquid's heroes, they all complement each other in the early mid game. So it's gonna be pretty hard if they win if OG loses the lanes. The lanes are really important this game.
All right, then let's hear some of the justification from Team Liquid's coach, Roman.
All right, Roman, you are now drafting in a grand final. Curious from your perspective, is it any different, your approach to the draft, now that you know that you've got 5 games instead of 3, or is the preparation the same?
It's slightly different simply because you have, let me put it this way, you can drop 1 game. Basically, it's a, how to put it? You get more time to play, basically.
How do you feel about your draft right now?
I think we're a very comfort draft this time. We played a very similar draft before in this tournament, so I feel good.
All right, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, back to you guys as we get this first game going.
Thank you very much, Casey, and welcome everyone to the 2019 Grand Finals, a best of 5 between Team Liquid and OG. I'm Odie Pixel here with Bo5. We've just seen the draft. It's all very exciting, right? We have Liquid, they raise up the TA, then out comes the Pugner, and then they say, well, we're going to switch it around. We're going to bring out the Meepo, but, and there's a big but, right, Fogs? There's something kind of good on OG's side.
There is a good Elder Titan pick for that Meepo. This should be a really interesting one. We look at OG, like you said, this is what happens when we get to the later stages, and of course in the finals of TI. It's all about counter picks and just mind games. Like you said, they just swap the lanes around immediately just from the picks. And even though you don't see too often that these swaps happen, it's gonna be those mind games. Because immediately, look who's actually playing the Meepo, and look at his items. Those aren't mid items on our Meepo. Those are side lane item Meepos. So that's already a big change up there. Yes. They're going to be seeing the player. They're going to be Weehaws playing Meepo. Of course it's going to be mid. So now we're going to see if they can actually scout the lane. Weehaws just going to hide. He has to hide this to make sure that OG does get caught off guard on it.
And talk to me about this then. The Elder Titan, a hero that we've seen a lot of drafts where, for other reasons, there could have been the reason to pick the Meepo, but it hasn't come out. What makes this hero so scary for the Meepos out there?
A lot of the times, of course, you get that big amount of damage that can work for Astro, but it's a 5 position. I think the bigger thing as a 5 position versus that Meepo is you're amplifying everybody else versus him, and you're stunning multiple Meepos. Sure, he's not going to be stacking all 5 of them all the time, or all 3 or 4 of them at the same time, all 3 of them, whatever, in those situations when he does have them, but it's the likeliness that you're getting multiple Meepos stomped is very, very high.
We're going to see both teams come out to try and get a look at getting the advantage in the runes, and it will be Liquid able to take 3 bounty runes to start the game off.
Lanes are identified immediately. OG's going to play super aggressive down bottom. They know it's a Meepo in the side lane. They're just going to constantly be running at him, and now it's going to be Miracle in that matchup mid versus a Tiny.
Yeah, interesting to see, especially after, as the panel were mentioning earlier, how Weehaw and Miracle were sort of juggled around back in the day on Balkan Bears between the mid lane, and now here on the same team, Miracle says it's my turn to take myself back to mid.
I'm really curious
to the side lane
to see how the side lane Meepo is going to do. We pretty much strictly see this hero placed in the mid lane because you need experience. You want to be getting that solo experience for yourself, being able to always... Oh, Zeke actually going to get a tops back. Tops in, oh, he actually has the tree grab as well as the avalanche, but put some pressure on. But yeah, this Meepo is going to be splitting experience with the Chen. So I think we're going to see Kuroki, in particular, moving away from the lane a lot as the Chen. You have to give Meepo levels.
And looking at the other side lane up top, Mind Control tied, backed up by GH against Snowtail and Anna. Is this is a lane where Anna's going to be able to get some space to farm, or can Liquid really amp up the pressure on a Spectre early on?
I think Anna's going to be able to farm up here just fine. They could set up some kills onto No-Tail, but onto Anna, I don't think you can kill a Spectre with a Rubik and a Tidehunter. You can prevent some farm though, right? This is the damage reduction lane. Fate Bolt as well as Anchor Smash will be a little annoying, but this is what Elder Titan does. This is why he's picked so often.
He just runs the heroes down.
Yeah, he just secures the lane pretty nicely for
refreshing the spirit here, nearly getting GH. Single-handedly just beating these two far, far away from Anna, so Anna's got all the space in the world.
Yeah.
Let's have a look on the mid lane. CS 7 for 3, Thompson at the moment against the 4 for 0. I guess what expected, Tiny's going to have this advantage?
Yeah, would definitely think so. It's also very easy to always play aggressive as the Tiny 2 because your Avalanche removes 6 of those instances of refraction whenever he does get the levels up on Miracle. Just gotta make sure you don't need too many side blades this Thompson, because you are very low armor, of course.
Again, I mean, no tail. He's going to take quite a bit of damage in response this time with the go to the anchor smash.
Trying to run away with the tanker. He's going to look for the neutral creep tonight. Not going to get it. GH able to get that first blood, taking down No-Tail. As No-Tail, for the most part, still able to do his job with regards to pushing them away from Ana, but obviously just wants to make sure that he doesn't feed himself away too many times. Otherwise, that is when you are going to see that dual lane up top, get the levels, and then have the better chance of forcing that Spectre out of the lane.
It's his job, though. I think a death like that for No-Tail, it's forgivable. Sure, you don't want it to happen, but he's owned them. Like you were saying, Ana's able to get all the last hits. He's 11-1 when it's only 7-2 Tidehunter. So it's all about the space. And we look at OG's draft. They're about the late game. You look at Liquid's draft, they're very early game centric. They want to be snowballing the game, getting Rose control, and just ending the game before it gets too late on. Because OG's, if it gets to the late game, you can assume that they're going to be able to take it very easily with that Spectre.
Yeah, when OG's having such a good time in some of these matchups, they're going to be very, very happy. The mid lane continuing to be very much in Thompson's favor. 15 for 8 against the 9 for 0. Miracle is going to look to fight back. Thompson getting rather low. Miracle looking for the angle. Oh! He does find the angle, but it isn't quite enough damage. Thompson will be able to walk away.
He's going to have to TP to base, though. That's pretty huge there. Miracle, after having a pretty rough start in the laning phase, 8 denies on the Tiny, pushes him out. Thompson getting a bit too over-aggressive there. So we see Weehaw is going to be hitting this level 3, level 4. Kuroki has absolutely been moving away from the lane a lot to ensure that the Meepo gets that extra experience. And he's grabbing his creeps. He's actually grabbing the Ogre Frostmage this time just for the armor. 15 armor on Meepo to soak some of that bullying that comes out from Seb as well as Jerax. But they're glyphing the wave, and they want to continue this pressure.
Farm between Seb and Wee, very even at the moment. So they're both getting something good out of this lane. Still the best position on the map happens to be Ana's up top. The Spectre leading the way in CS. The duo lane was not able to do enough to break past No-Tail and slow Ana's early game down.
Thompson will not get the rune, but the rune will spawn bottom, and Jerax is already there waiting for it. So yeah, I mean, we hop down bottom. He's just gonna farm really well, actually, even though the Enchantress tends to be able to bully most heroes. With the Ransack in combination with this armor, like his main Meepo is sitting at like 17 armor when he's away from the tower, of course. So how do you harass 17 armor when he's also healing off hitting creeps? So definitely an interesting approach coming out here from Liquid.
Thompson back in the lane. Definitely with that a good bit of time the Miracle got with Thompson having to head back to base. The even trader farm is there, and of course Miracle as the TA will be able to turn towards the jungle camps, ancient camps, and get those sort of guaranteed item timings unless OG's able to really invade Liquid's half of the map and get in his face.
Bounty runes in 10. Team's preparing for those. Thompson making his way down bottom to fill up his bottle as well.
The grab bag is always on the cliff.
He doesn't have a TP.
He doesn't have a TP, No-Tail.
He's got to watch the runes get taken right in front of him.
Oh, he's going to be stuck up here for a little bit of time.
His only way down, really, a TP delivery. And it's not going to come for a while.
No,
he has some on the courier, but of course Thompson's got to take priority.
Now they're going to shift Jerax up top. He actually was jungling as the Pugna when he got the Arcane Rune, so level 3, pretty decent levels on this Pugna to come up top and try to help Ana a little bit. And Ana already has Soul Ring, so he's got his farming item already finished up on the Spectre. But they will be able to pressure him a little bit now as GH, though, steps up a bit too far.
Get the dagger in with Jerax moving forward. GH brought down low. Jerax needs one more blast to connect, and there it is. GH is brought out. As soon as No-Tail's out of action on that top lane and on the cliff, they bring Jerax in and are able to make sure that that lane really does continue to go the favor of OG, and the time and space is created for the courier to get out, get No-Tail his TP so he's back in action.
And he's going to double stack, so he got some time wasted for himself on that other Titan, but gets 2 stacks up for his team to be able to farm up, and he's going to get that extra gold as well from that stack.
Yeah, and OG just really made the best out of what could have been a bit of an awkward situation.
Yep.
With OG potentially having Ana be supportless on that lane for a minute. A group back up, OG making full efficiency of the shrine. And that bottom lane, Weehaw.
It's the most important one to look at.
He's getting the farm. He's able to turn into the jungle a little bit as well. In fact, with the poofs, he's keeping Seb low. Seb, he's going to be able to run away with that heal, but has to be careful as that magical poof gets leveled up.
He's committing forward again, actually, onto Seb. Fakes out those poofs. Seb will be forced to pop one of the fairy fires just in case. Weehaw, it's a really interesting approach, right? I mean, Kuroki is literally just giving this Meepo pretty much full experience down bottom, and it's giving him good opportunities to pressure Seb, pressure an Enchantress, which you usually do not see.
And they might see if they can get the setup again as Seb gets blocked in here. Will steal the Creeper Kuroki, but the controls there from Weehaw. Fairy Fire pop Seb. He's going to have to heal back up in a second. So once more, will be able to keep himself out of vision behind the tree. Pop the heal. Weeha's going to try. Now he's going to hold it off. He knows he's not got the damage to do so. Back up top, Liquid getting in close and personal with No Tail.
I wonder if that was a bit of a misclick bottom, right? Kuroki actually divide favored the meepo that was right next to him. Back to... I think he was trying to pull... I don't know. It looked like he was trying to pull GH or somebody else bottom to go for the Enchantress, but he ended up pulling the meepo that was right next to him. So a little bit of wasted time there for the divine favor on that first gank, but yeah, they do get No Tail up top.
Still overall a very close laning phase. A 1k advantage at the moment for Liquid, just 2 for 1. As there's no one really getting heavily zoned out of their lane. All the cores finding farm in this early game.
Yeah, I guess my control may be the slight one, but he's just right behind Seb anyway. Took barely any advantage for the Enchantress. But now Seb, he's trying to get it. Get some pressure on.
Making sure that Weehaw cannot sort of be left to his own devices inside of the jungle.
It's a neat way of like approaching the dynamic, right? They're like, okay, Enchantress is gonna suffer a little bit here, but then Jerax, you're actually the one that can pressure towers. So now we have a Pugna that's farming bottom and taking the tier 1 as a support.
And Thompson was able to get in and grab the regen room, but Miracle, he's got backup. GH is there. Thompson, he cannot escape these twos. GH is able to block him off. He may have got the rune, but it will cost him his life. There's no further backup from OG prepared for that contest of the rune that Liquid knew was absolutely going to happen. Thompson was going to go hunting for that 8-minute rune every time.
And they actually like double protected the mid lane too with sentries just to be able to watch out for their side traps from the TA, but not up toward the rune. And those are the ones that are really going to punish the movements when you aren't able to have those sentries placed down pretty much everywhere.
Correct. He's ready to smash some fools with the double Hellbears, taking them up towards the top, set up down to mind control, instantly cracking shells off the sleep, but it doesn't matter. The damage output from Thompson will take mind control out of the lane. Successful rotation from Thompson. We'll see if he can make anything more happen with this. Kuro still around in the neighborhood. Thompson, again, his hands on GH. Here's another combo. It's another kill. Thompson, with these moves that he's so well known for, he knows exactly when he can leave that mid lane, head elsewhere, and make so much happen in favor of OG as he'll slowly chase down Kuro. Seb will be there to steal the kill, but Thompson's pressure and movements at 9 minutes in, getting 3 kills for OG.
And he kills the Chen creeps as well, and he keeps the regen on, so he can go make another move. We've seen Thompson do this a lot of times.
Thompson.
Yep, when he plays the Tiny, he just gets super active. Look at Seb as well. They know that they just need to get active around the map and then just give space for Spectre. And
He's trying to play the number game here, seeing if he has the damage output to bring down Jerax, but in fact it's Jerax that brings Weehaw. He's one of the meepos incredibly low. We'll be able to get into the trees. Poof back to safety, back towards mid. Thompson starting to dive in towards Miracle. He has the meld, no detection on the front lines from OG. So Miracle will be able to back away. Also GH and Kuro by his side in case the dive came in, but OG they'll hold off. Look for the 10-minute rune. Thompson's going to be able to grab it again. Double damage this time.
Oh my god.
You've got to watch out for the plays he's looking to make.
You can't let him get all these power runes. We saw what he's been able to do in the group stages when he just starts taking over runes, and it's starting to happen. Sure, Liquid, they're still looking good with their farm, but they want to be more ahead. They're all about that early game-centric draft, and Thompson's starting to move around.
Here we go. There's nothing more terrifying than a Thompson Tiny coming to look for a high five. GH has to run. Weehaw is going to come over, and Thompson knows that he has dove as far as he can, or has he? Still looking at an opportunity to get in on GH as he'll look to cut down the trees. He's going to find the avalanche. Thompson, he persists. He continues the chase. He sees the opportunity, and he's just getting so much done. This Tiny just can't stop killing people.
And he's going mid again, and they're already pressuring the tower with the siege creep here, while Ana just continues to farm up top. Ana does not have, he does actually have mana for the haunt if he does use the soul ring.
Another ravage in mid. Mind Control's going to come in with a quick setup onto Jerax. A meld hit from Miracle will do the job. Now they look for the body blocks onto Seb. Smash there from the Hellbear. Liquid will punish OG. Getting themselves those 2 kills as the rest of OG sort of try and follow in the footsteps of Thompson with their aggression. Doesn't work out as well for those two.
They bring a lot of attention though. Weeha's still able to farm the jungle for the side of Liquid, but a lot of attention's been brought onto that mid tower, and it's pretty much dead. It's down to 150 HP. But OG losing a bit more than they probably wanted to there as Mind Control getting that nice Ravage. But Ana, that's the big one to look at, right? He's gotten the Soul Ring, he's now got the Midas finished up as well.
He is low.
He is low though, Weeha. might actually be able to set up for this here.
Even with the one charge, he won't have enough for a horn or any way to escape as we are from the trees. He's got the catch. Anna, has he got the movement speed? He has, in fact. He's going to be able to separate himself. They're trying to go for it, but they just don't have enough duration on that lockdown. He'll be able to walk away from what looked like potentially a guaranteed kill.
And that would have been such a clutch one too, right? It was right when the Midas was coming out. Thompson getting a bit deep here, getting surrounded. Has the phase boots when laced, but will get slowed up.
Yeah, Miracle with the wrap round. Thompson, his reign on Liquid's half of the map finally put to an end.
They are literally just running around trying to set up kills and just make space for the Spectre, but now Seb also a bit far up and he's getting surrounded.
Trying to keep this aggression up. Just gets burst down by the heavy damage output of Liquid's heroes. He cannot continue to play this aggressive, overestimating his safety with that heal, but it doesn't matter if there's the burst online, and at this point, 12 minutes in, with Liquid having the numbers, they can easily take the Ench out of the game and put pressure onto the tier 1 tower. We'll see a TP in from Thompson. He's ready to try and help hold. A stop setup onto GH will be there, but still with the stolen avalanche, he'll keep Thompson and Notel at bay.
Big 2 moves there by Liquid. This is how they want to play. They want to be setting the tempo, setting the pace with their draft, getting that big early advantage, and then they can go into the Roche pit and force OG to fight them when they have this late game type of draft with the Spectre. OG doubling down to make sure they protect their mid tower too. Just all about this map control and keeping themselves farmed up. It's really going to be that name of the game. Is OG's going to try to farm, gank as well, and just let the Spectre get that late game insurance. Seb actually had a Midas queued up as well, and he switched. He's starting to realize it's not just like the magical damage that was hurting or anything, it's the physical burst from all the armor reduction. That meld plus the gush, it's too much for him to handle. He's going Ghost Scepter first time. So really needing and really wanting to emphasize that he can actually survive a single combo, but there's still a lot of magic damage also on Liquid.
It's, I mean, it pretty much what saves him from every hero apart from the Meepo.
Yeah.
The Weeha Meepo is still going to be a big threat for Seb, but even like that was going to be the case anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it makes his situation worse. If it was caught out by the Meepo now, he'd probably die anyway. So having that Ghost Scepter against the other heroes on Liquid's lineup will certainly give him a chance to get the heal off, walk away, and buy time for the rest of OG to come in and keep the fight going.
Miracle, level 12. This is a very high level TA with a lot of farm right now, almost at the top of the net worth in the game. And yet level 12 in comparison to Thompson, who has been running around. As you expect, he will be starting to get behind the level.
See if he's got the duration of control with these roots. One more will be out, but there's the backup. Notel, he's able to set up a beautiful sleep onto the 3 of them. Jax and Thompson here as well. They'll look to burst him. He cannot escape with the avalanche from Thompson. He's held down. The rest of Liquid trying to abuse the fact that Seb's alone, but this time Seb will be able to walk away. The most they'll get out of it is that mid-tier 1 tower as Miracle keeps pushing on.
And there's one of the examples why ET can be so good versus Meepos. You're always going to be getting some situations where you get multi-Meepo stomps and setting up for a counter gank. And even Jerax down bottom. Ana was low. They don't want Ana to go back to base. Jerax actually drains pretty much all of his health pool with the life drain to heal up Ana so he can keep that map presence.
I mean, you can definitely feel that timer. Ana, Midas, 1,700 gold on his way towards the Relic and Radiance. They've got to keep the pressure on, and they have now got that Desolator done on Miracle. We've seen already the physical damage output they can offer, and here we have it again. Goodbye, Seb. Back to the base with you, as Liquid can now make these moves, take these tier 1s, and even start to think about going for tier 2s very early on with this Chen Deso TA combination.
Even go for sneaking a Roche. They could even just send the Chen creeps with the TA, easy Roshan, or the same thing with the Meepo. They have a lot of different options that Liquid can do in order to sneak these very strong objectives for them that they need in this game. They want to keep the snowball going. 3K advantage, very good for Liquid right now, but they got to keep it up. They don't want to slow down in this game at all. Do not let OG back up and farm.
This is their window. This time before the Radiance, they have to take as much as they can from the map.
Seb turning up top, trying to get that creep aggro off the tower.
Also going to see Notel start to head over. We'll get a few wards down for the vision, and back in mid, Thompson was pushing out the wave. Weeha was ready to make the jump.
Thompson.
Can he get himself out? The avalanche buying him time to get into the trees. The next route will miss, but that one will connect as Weeha. Has he got the damage?
He sure does.
Weeha now starting to get the kills, and again, top lane Seb. He just gets run down by this combination of the Tide and the TA. Notel's disabled as they'll pick him up, toss him down. Miracle's just starting to walk around with the group, get these kills after kills. They really are playing the exact pace they need to, Liquid, as they now stand at a 4K gold lead and they're getting these early objectives.
And they're running directly to the pit. They just got all these kills on the map. They know everyone's going to be respawning, but they should be able to kill this way too fast for the side of OG to respawn. But they are going to be respawning. Let's see if they can actually make it there, as also a full Ethereal Blade now finished up for the Meepo.
And now we're going to see, you know, when Weehard tries to go for these kills, he's going to get them every time. There's not going to be that sort of delay, that requirement for him to hit every net. They're going to get destroyed in the first combo that the Meepo comes out with.
This is exactly how they needed to play the draft so far, and they've gotten away with that. They just need to keep that advantage pushing. Ana, about 200 gold from the Relic.
It's close.
Still a ways away.
The timer is still ticking.
Yep.
That's mid lane. Thompson jumped upon. Jarex is there. Can offer the heal to keep him safe, as well as Notel throwing out a stop. Holds Liquid back. Liquid, they're not ones to stop the pressure they're putting on. They'll stand tall here as they push on towards this tier 2 tower.
And I love how they can do this. They send Meepo bottom, they send Weehad down there. He can set up to defend the tower, and he can just poof back in. Or even if they send another hero bottom, they can Divine Favor and bring that hero also back.
You've got to watch for mind control. That Blink and Ravage available. He's looking for an opportunity to set something up. Anytime he feels that he can get in with a Ravage, he'll go for it. In fact, they're going to try and fight with the Haunt here. And straight away, Ana comes into the mid mind control. He has the Ravage ready. The Terror draw 5 of them, and now they can just run OG's heroes down one by one. Thompson tries to turn with the Avalanche, but the mech is popped. Ana and Thompson are dead. They do lose Miracle for this effort, as well as Weehard's Aegis getting taken the once. See if they can go for it a second time. No, he had the main Meepo out in the jungle, so he's easily safe and back out off the back of the respawn. A 2 for 2, well, a 2 for 1.5 with Aegis being burnt.
5-man Ravage, though, coming in. I don't think he didn't even get the blink off. He just walked in and
just walked in.
Every single one.
It was a bit of an awkward start there, really, from OG. They were going in with this Haunt. Ana ends up being on the front lines. And that really was, I think, the easiest Ravage the mind controls had to pop.
I think they underestimated how tanky the side of Liquid really is when they have this mech finished up, as well as a Hand of God up from Kuroki. We see they go in with the Haunt, but everything just gets popped pretty much right away after that Ravage, and they're all full health. I think the fight there for OG, what they're trying to do is they don't have the Radiance ready, but if they're able to do decent in that fight, and if Ana is able to actually survive the fight, he gets full Radiance and the fight explodes.
And we saw a bit more context, right? He was trying to get himself away from Weehard down bottom. So he was sort of forced to make the Haunt play. Whoever he jumps on in the mid lane, that sort of fight's going to happen. So Ana was sort of just stuck in a very hard place in terms of the moves that he can make.
Absolutely. And we see the wards by Liquid. This is just an emphasis of how fast they want to be playing in this game. They put 3 wards watching behind this tier 2 mid. They want to really press the issue and try to close the game out with this advantage. If they can keep this advantage going, it's going to be great for them.
Everything so far on the checklist of what Liquid needs to do has been ticked. 13-7, 6K lead, both Weehart and Miracle hitting those timings. They have the farm, 10K advantage.
And you see them immediately group up, go back to the mid lane. Even if they don't have Ravage just yet, they're still just trying to set up and push the base down, push as hard as they can, take all the objectives, close the map from OG. As you see Meepo, Weehart, he's constantly on the prowl, looking for Ana, looking for the Spectre in the side lanes.
See Ana, he knows he's got to be careful, showing he's so close to having the Radiance. And at a time where Haunt is about to be back online, he's got to try and get it done, but a beautiful net into the trees there is going to hold him back, cancel the TP, should still have the chance of running away with the dagger. I mean, I say that Weehar's continuing to another route. Weehar, he's hitting them every single time. He's held him down. The dagger is there, but there's the E-Blade. Weehar continues to play around with Ana, and they'll drag him back. GH is there with a follow-up. A beautiful play from Weehar. This is why this man's Meepo is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, thanks, Ana. I could have gone with absolutely perfect as well.
You could have gone
right.
Oh, that was good.
I mean, he hit them every single time, blind into the trees. That's a dead Ana. And at the most important time, he was so close to his Radiance. He had the Haunt available, but he's out the game again. Liquid continuing to do everything right.
Yep. This Meepo pick is really seeming to be amazing for them, as it just puts too much pressure on the map. They were able to push as a group unit, get these towers down, but also the Meepo can address the split push, address the late game that OG's trying to take it to. Can constantly pick off those sides. 14-7, 8K lead, 6K experience advantage as well. And immediately, they're knocking on the front door.
This is the scary bit for OG, as they sort of ask themselves, are they going to go high ground? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Deso, BKB, no reason for Liquid to start to slow down at this point. OG will turn up. in their numbers.
Radiance is done. OG might look to go for taking the fight. So the backline can be very squishy versus Radiance, but they have mech. They have level 2 Hand of God for Kuroki as well.
And
so a lot of heal can come in.
This is the point where even though they have that 8k lead, you gotta be careful. You lose one fight whilst ahead against the Spectre and his Radiance, that's when the comeback can begin.
Absolutely. But they do have BKB on Miracle. They have a lot of these big items that allows them to go for aggressive plays.
Go5's just going to buy him a little bit of time. The stolen dagger for GH is going to get choked down upon him. GH trying to offer him the heals. No-Tail with the stomp from the high ground. Able to disable Miracle's TA. Make sure that he cannot continue to commit onto Seb, and Seb will be kept safe. As Liquid still continue to sort of dance around the outskirts of OG, wait to see an opportunity to go in, but they know they've got to be careful. And OG, they'll smoke up. They themselves know they can get something good going with that Spectre Haunt. The smoke was spotted out by the warding. So they know that OG's up to something, Liquid, and they're trying to sort of bait at the moment. Have Miracle on the front, see who reveals themselves. For now, it's just Seb.
Both sides look like they're kind of baiting, right? Seb's like, come at me. My team's on the right, you know this, but I know your team's on the left. So both teams kind of playing with each other there. Popping the south now, trying to force Miracle to go in further.
And another meld hit off him.
Whoa.
Seb's got to be careful. He's got the Ghost Scepter, but Mind Control jumps in Gush. Used to help slow Seb down. Still needs that second meld hit again. The save. Jerax with the Decrepify stops Miracle from being able to get another touch in onto Seb. Seb will be fine. Thompson on the high ground with that Invis rune, may be able to set up a toss back. Miracle is going to receive a bit of damage from the Avalanche. Trying to bait out a BKB potentially, but Miracle keeps his cool. Relies on the refraction alone.
Still very tanky. 1680 HP. Thompson looking to want to go back in though. He has the blink available.
Seb a little low, but the Nature's Attendants will make quick work of getting him back up to full HP. And OG, they are certainly starting to push Liquid back off their half of the map. Thompson's going to look for the quick combo on GH, but a Glimmer Cape's available. They still have the vision with the sentry down for a toss. GH, he's able to back off and get away. The Haunt now being used. They want to try and utilize this radius to get the kills. They'll get the support of GH. Can they get any of the bigger cores? It doesn't look like it for now. The rest of Liquid able to safely get out of there. And now Liquid, they can work with in mind that there's no Haunt Radiance. It was used only for GH. This is a good window where Liquid can get back to doing what they just were, especially with the Blink Dagger being finished on Miracle.
OG definitely wanted to get more out of that one there, but Liquid too quick to disengage. That Glimmer, just every little thing buying some time for them to get out before that Spectre Haunt is able to catch more in the back lines.
I mean, and you could see that was exactly how Liquid was playing there. Yeah. That whole sort of movement and sort of hesitating to go in. They were just waiting for that Haunt. OG, they finally felt forced to try and make something happen with it, and it wasn't good enough. Liquid still able to keep this stronghold.
Both teams were definitely toying with each other a little bit there of the initiation. Both teams had good vision of each other. They both were aware of
this most of the heroes. It's going to have eyes on Thompson. Quick blink from Thompson out before the Gush connects. Seb's instantly out of this top area of the map.
Thompson also having a haste rune. This could be a really big one for the next upcoming fights, as he can dance in and out of the fights much easier to get multiple combos. Liquid all joining in together in the area up top. They have a Silver Edge also finished on the Meatbo too. So Silver Edge in this game, I know we've seen a lot of Meatbos just pick up Silver Edge, but in this game, he's versus a Spectre, he's versus an Enchantress. It's a really good Silver Edge game.
Especially in Spain. You know, it still takes a little bit of time, right, to get that first hit on the edge. But when you do, she will be very, very easy to kill. I mean, item-wise, what's Seb walking around with at the moment? Just the Ogre Club, Ghost Scepter and the Midas. Playing for that late game, playing for the towards the idea that OG can continue to hold and make sure that Liquid don't take any of the tier 3s. And, you know, despite that early advantage, that they are yet to be able to break the base of OG. OG, even with not necessarily the biggest Haunt in the world, it's slowing down Liquid that little bit. That lead that they've grown has started to sort of stagnate and to stay at that same bar. If OG can take a great fight around the Haunt, the turnaround could start to come in. Seb,
oh, for sure.
Up
Seb,
to the high ground. They're getting the down. Jump forward from Miracle. They're going to offer the stomp. It will slow down Miracle's damage output and giving Seb the time to walk out. Ghost Scepter pops as well as the heals. Liquid try and stay on top of the edge. There's the lockdown. Weehar's in with the net. They'll finally kill Seb off. Question is, how much can they do with this bit of time? No Enchantress. Anna pushed the bottom lane out all the way around. They can go for the tier 1 tower, but they'll struggle to go for more whilst that creep momentum has been dealt with by Anna's Spectre.
I feel like we've seen a lot of these cat-mouse games a lot here at this Internationals. When you have this late game lineup that doesn't really have the best team fight, you're facing versus a lineup that has an immense amount of team fight, you kind of just have to dance around the map and try to take your best bets and just push, split push and catch waves and just delay the game. That's what OG's name of the game is for this one. Liquid's trying their best not to allow that to happen, and they have good heroes for it, as we were mentioning. They even have an Illusion Rune now, too, for the Meepo, so he's going to push out the bottom wave, they're going to push in the mid wave, too, and then pretty much everything is pushed in, so they can go for this opportunity of that Roche.
Now another Roche, another Aegis. Of course, this time the cheese on top as a bit of a bonus for Liquid.
Yep.
And with the speed that they do it, even with OGs, there's semi-decent ways to contest Roche. They just cannot set up in time. Even with the ET control around the pit, the Haunt to get in, they're still not quite ready to make those sort of aggressive plays, OG. They have to continue to wait for Liquid to come to them and for Liquid to mess up.
The scary thing is, though, it's, you know, we're saying the late game insurance always about the Spectre, but everybody else on the side of OG, they're really falling off. And it's a Spectre, sure, who's amazing in the game, but versus a TA and a Meepo, these two might
hard.
be enough. It probably are enough to be able to just crush a Spectre in these fights.
Especially with the Silver Edge build, as you mentioned. They have the tools. It's not an easy situation at all for OG to get themselves out of. There's Ravage high control, but the Ravage is going to buy time for the rest of the team to come over. First net won't quite connect onto Ana as he's forced back to safety. They'll still continue to try and chase on. Ana's into the trees this time. He will be able to TP out. We are not quite in range. Continue to lock him down. Thompson with a poke from the back, making sure that Liquid cannot chase down any of the remaining members of OG. He'll stay hidden in the trees. GH.
It looks like Thompson's almost playing like Tinker or something in this way. Look, last like 6 minutes or so, I feel like I've just seen Thompson in the tree lines, cutting creep waves to try to delay the push that's going to be coming out from Liquid inevitably.
I mean, the items for Ana are continuing to roll out. Full Manta. As usual, the items for everyone else still have ground to a bit of a halt on OG. Setups there onto one of the Meepos. They're going to drop the ult down, but already Miracle's on the backline. He's dead. He's dead. He paused the BKB. It doesn't matter. They're able to beat him down, and now they look towards We Are able to put up with the impetus. It follows up. Still, he has enough HP to walk. The torch steps in. He's straight on top of Weeha. Weeha's dead the once. Can they do it again? No doubt. He's got the spirit out. Backing off, Weeha again, he had the main Meepo up onto the safe area of the high ground. Thompson, he's not stopping though. They're holding back a little bit with the E-Blade. Can they get this kill? Weeha again, boosts off to the side, but he's left one up on the high ground and they need to disable. There is not. He's able to jump back down, get himself away. OG continue to chase, but these roots, these nets, they're holding OG back. Thompson in again with the blink. He needs help. Weeha, is he going to get it? The stomps out onto the entire army of Meepos. Hand of God's pop. Weeha's trying to turn. Miracle is killed on Jarek. The buyback from Miracle. They're turning it around. Liquid. They'll get Thompson and Jarek. 7, no doubt. They're going to try and run. Ana, he's in with the horn, chasing down Weeha. He can surely finish this kill off. Weeha solo the Glimmer, give it a line. Finally, Ana gets Weeha. Liquid back to looking to continue the cleanup. They'll chase Seb. Seb's heals will not be strong enough. Seb will fall. There's no tell. TP out in the trees gets him away. Ana's still in the neighborhood, but he will manage to make his way out of there. They get the kill on Weeha. They force out a buyback from Miracle, but still it cost them a lot and they're diving deep, OG.
You see how much they want to go for those dive plays, though. They're like, Ana is getting kills, Ana is being enabled, Ana, right? For OG, that's all they're thinking about, is just making this man shine. And they're starting to. He's almost creeping toward the #1 net worth as a Spectre. That was a pretty big chase out there, being able to slow down Liquid's Aegis and Cheese push. That was Miracle dying so fast in the fight. Now he has Cheese, but he died so quickly in that last.
He went straight in, felt confident with the BKB. But I believe they were able to just get enough burst out before he actually popped the BKB. He died so quickly after. I mean, this was a great sort of bring back from Liquid. This fight could have certainly gone a whole lot worse for Liquid, but they were able to draw OG so far and so deep that a buyback from Miracle was able to be there in time to allow them to get some kills in return. And he nearly sort of survives this.
It was all of these, it was every little thing inside of that instance too. It was the Hand of God, I believe it was the mech as well, and then he also E-blades the Meepo that's getting focused. So they had to keep switching targets between which Meepo they wanted to actually focus down in there. So it buys a lot of time, but that is a Miracle buyback that is forced. So he has to watch out in these next situations, not to get caught out, because a TA that goes down for 100+ seconds in these next few moments could be devastating.
He's found himself something juicy. Thompson out in the jungle, does have a blink. She's going to try and get out, going for the TP. GH, will he find him in time? He will. GH in with the grab as Thompson is held back away from being able to TP back to the safety of his base. Dead for 50 seconds, no buyback as well on Thompson. So if Liquid can get the push back together, the base could be in trouble. You have to watch out for any sort of opportunity that Liquid is able to push high ground, because with this TA and Meepo, they make very quick work of the structures.
And Ravage is back online. That was the other important thing too, right? OG, they knew Ravage was on cooldown, so they knew they could chase all the way to the base of Liquid. But now Ravage is back. That's Liquid's timing with this cheese to make sure that Miracle gets his BKB off and just protect him. That TA cannot die in these next few moments.
It just feels, you know, the whole team of OG just sort of standing on Ana's shoulders. He's carried them before. This game is going to be quite a heavy one, but he has got the farm. The problem is that the farm for Liquid is so well dispersed across all their carries. They're all a threat for every single member of OG.
And Thompson's been the punching bag this game. His net worth, he's probably going to get surpassed by Jerax at some point in this game, but Jerax is pretty farmed in this one also for a Pugna. But yeah, like you said, it's mostly on Ana's shoulders right now for the side of OG, as he's got a fair bit of money on this Spectre. Pretty much having the Heart finished up. He's been deciding which one he wants to do. He's switched between Diffusal and Heart 3 or 4 times now. Now he's queued up the Diffusal. Looks like if with the Diffusal, he can kill those backline heroes so easily.
He just feels like he has to do everything right now. He has to survive. He has to do the damage. Sometimes the best defense is an offense. That's why we're seeing him queue that Diffusal blade up potentially instead of the Heart. We'll see what he does invest into, and he's going to buy it up. Diffusal will be there for the next fight, so if they can get in with the perfect haunt timing, you could start to see a fight where OG are able to sort of pick apart the backliners and Ana can move from kill to kill.
Even pick up the backline, but also look for mind control. Mind control, 700 mana on Tidehunter. Your Ravage, your spells cost a lot of mana.
Jump forward. They've got the silence there, the physical burst. Seb steps too far forward.
50 seconds, no edge. Might try to press their issue up onto that high ground here with that time.
You see every time, No Tail. Just making sure the spirit is sort of out in between the teams. So anytime that Liquid do get a kill like this, they cannot just easily collapse onto the remaining members of OG.
His job is, keep your spirit for that natural order on top of pretty much everybody so that Ana can do all that extra damage. Keeps throwing it out. And just continue to try to delay. Seb, gonna be respawning in about 15 seconds. But during all this, see Weeha. He's not keeping all his meatballs here, obviously. No, he's farming all over the place.
The efficiency for Liquid to sort of utilize the map whilst OG is pushed in is absolutely perfect with this Meepo. He can get so much out of being everywhere. Being with the push, being in the jungle, being in the lane. And we are absolutely one of the best in the game at doing so with this hero.
Yeah, and they can even, like we were talking about before too, it's not just the Meepo that can go around everywhere, because they have a Chen, they have Divine Favor, so if they want to send another hero even, they can always be pulling people across the map with that Rapture ability of the Divine Favor. As you see the Meepo top, silver-edged, Weeha trying to find a frag as he knows OG is going to be setting up on the sides. The smoke comes out, Thompson gets broken right away. He knows, he's pinging it.
At the same time, that will give the info to Liquid that OG are split up. They know that they're not all towards the mid lane. So if the rest of the team can get some sort of a jump, but it's hard, especially Ana. This is really, I guess, the sort of the last hero you want to tackle. Miracle gonna head over to try and go for the bounty room. We'll actually be able to grab it just by the 3 of them being here, but they'll look to make him pay. They'll lead in, BKB's popped by Miracle. Ana will continue to chase with the Horn.
He's following him.
He's staying on top of him, making sure that any sort of escape is hard. Mind Control's going to come in the back. He's looking to try and draw the attention of the rest of us. Yeah, there's the Ravage pop, and now the turnaround comes into play. Liquid, they'll surround Ana. He dove too far. The Spectre's dead. He's got buyback, but of course with the Horn already used, there's no way for him to get back into the fight. So Ana has to sit on the sidelines and just watch as the rest of OG gets bullied heavily by Liquid. The traps are set. Seb's around him. We are double kill as OG again struggling to get anything going their way against Liquid. Another sort of end of a bit of a dry spell where this passive play comes to a point where the frustration is felt. Ana feels he has to try and make something happen with the Haunt. It doesn't go their way, and in fact, mid lane, another attempt to push out. Thompson was trying to get the creep waves away from the base, but Weeha, he is just everywhere on this map.
Ooh, it's starting to get a bit out of hand here. Ana, he's diving forward for the kills, but that cheese gets popped. Oh, they actually popped the glyph. Jerax isn't able to get that one there with the blast even. He's gonna try again, but Weeha, he's here.
He's just gonna make him pay for it. Or at least try to do so, Jerax. They'll find him once and force to the side. The roots making sure that no glimmer will save him. He gets it to Crepify, but it doesn't matter. He ticks down to the output of Weeha. Back towards mid. OG, they've got 4 dead. Finally, Seb's back in the game. 20 seconds until Ana returns. But obviously a longer cooldown that matters. That 30 seconds before Horde. As even with the Horde, we've seen with how far Liquid are ahead, OG just struggle to get any fights going in their favor as they'll dive in. Weeha, with all the stats, he's so tanky now in the Meepo that they cannot bully him away. And 36 minutes in, Liquid will finally get themselves into the base, take that mid ranks. They're going to look for more. Jarek's still down for 20. And they do have that Meepo ready to go. They get the toss back on mind control. See if they've got the damage to beat him down. No-tail offering quite a bit of right click, but Miracle is in straight away. Look at the backline. He's on top of the ET. Anna's going to step forward for Mike Control. Horns pop. Can they get any of these kills? They're on to Miracle. Miracle BKB trying for the DBL, but he has the damage. Seb with the impetus takes down TA. And the chase continues. Anna, he found Mind Control. A second kill here for OG. Weeha surrounds Anna. Anna needs the safety jack. He's there. Healing it. The Crepify the heal. Anna is still alive. Seb sits to the side, throws out the impetus, and Weeha is falling low. GH cannot save him. Weeha is dead. OG, they'll hold on to the game. They may have lost their ranks, but they team-wiped Team Liquid. That's the Horde they've been looking for.
And No-Tail finally is able to be an Elder Titan in the game where he can stand next to the agility heroes. We see how much damage Ana is able to do inside of that one. No-Tail's just standing next to both of them the entire time. Liquid jumped in too far forward. Miracle,
they're getting the Roshan. Or at least they're trying. There'll be a buyback from GH. There's got to be more buybacks if Liquid want to try and force OG away. Jax.
More buybacks.
He's already up to the high ground. They do have the Ravage still on mind control. Mind control. He's looking for that option. He's stepping in. Stomp from No-Tail.
Ravage.
Does get it out. No follow-up though. It's a bit of a Ravage. And then a death. Mind control. There's no follow-up. They've lost 2.
Oh god.
As Liquid, they throw bodies into the pit, but not enough, and not at the right time. As OG, they'll get Roche, they'll get the Aegis, the cheese, and an Aghanims for No-Tail.
Aghanims for No-Tail. He picked it up instantly. It looks like he wanted it. I mean, he wants to get in.
Yeah, he's the captain.
I mean, that tells me that he wants to be.
Yeah.
Wait, how much? So with Meepo, you're actually getting the extra duration. So usually how the stomp works is however many heroes you hit with your stomp, you get the BKB timing when it comes back. But now he's going to be hitting a lot of heroes, which means he can frontline, which means he can stick on top of the heroes and apply the natural order.
This is the Meepo counter.
This is a very interesting
on another
approach.
level. On another level.
All right, let's. I mean, that.
And look at the gold difference. There's only a 1k gold in it.
Let's just bring up the graph. Look at this. Look at this swing. It is a 20,000 gold swing as well as a 20,000 experience swing. Oh my god, OG, they now have a full heart on the Spectre, level 25 as well. It's back the other way.
It really is, and at the point where it felt like for Liquid, it was going to really start going their way. The final moment that they were actually able to take that mid-tier 3 in the racks, that's when the game turned around entirely on its head.
The Meepo had no buyback for all of it, right? Weeha spent all his gold thinking
now it's OG.
And now it's OG. They're taking tier 3. Oh my god.
Seb's got a full E-Blade. OG, they've done it time and time again. In games and in whole tournaments when people have been quick to count them out. They strike back. They strike back hard. They're pushing onto the ranks. Liquid will have their whole team back up, so we'll see how much OG can get. Anna still feeling confident on the front lines with that heart and Aegis. Thompson jumps in, finds Miracle outside of the base. He's stunned up. Miracle trying to hold on to the BKB charge, but it's slowing him down. They'll put the BKB. The impetus is though from Seb and just forcing Liquid back. As Liquid, they're held back behind their racks. The creeps are gone. Backdoor protection will kick back in for Liquid, but now it ends once more. As the mid lane reaches the middle racks, the range racks are gone. OG, they're going to get the melee racks as well.
I've been watching Weeha with this real Meepo. He's just running around trying to cut waves, collect bounty runes.
But they're losing the base.
But they're losing the base.
They need Weeha to bring his army in for the fight, but it's scary. The Elder Titan and the Axe. It's not easy for Weeha to fight into his OG. They're not leaving, they're not going anywhere.
And look at where they're hiding the backline. Look at Jarex as well as No-Tail. They're hidden so far away from everybody else. They want nothing to do with this Meepo wraparound.
He's going to go in with the Rambies. They'll be able to get Seb first. Can they get more? Ana, still not the target they want to find. They want to try and find the easier kills for No-Tail. He's able to walk this off with that Axe effect. Another hero that's now so hard for Liquid to ever get on top of. Xana.
He's committing for it. He has heart.
He knows that he's safe. He's just running down Kuro. His team cannot really keep this Spectre off the gen. As Kuro has to opt for the TP out, will manage to make it on the high ground. Anna won't continue to chase and look for the right clicks. We are against the break hit. But OG, they're now starting to play around with Liquid. Mind Control blinks out. Miracle does pop the BKB. They're trying to run down Jarex, but the net won't catch him.
They just can't. Like, Anna's literally running into 5 heroes by himself, and the rest of the team is all the way in the back. Like, they just cannot deal with Spectre now.
I mean, Mind Control's still trying to chase, but they just cannot do it. In every fight, the mana gets so low. Anna.
He's healing up. He's getting ready to hunt. It looks like he's eating 2 mangoes.
Oh, they've got to be careful. Liquid, if they continue to try and chase this, you know that Horn play's going to come in, and there it is. Straight away, they'll turn towards Weeha. He was the one that's tried to start the fight off committing, but they'll turn. The damage being done from the sidelines as there comes the side for Jarex. Bring Weeha over to get the blue ball. Weeha will survive. Miracle, he's looking for that pesky poke there along with the help of Mind Control, but another Glimmer Cape play. Gets Jarex away. Notel goes for the storm, won't get it out. Miracle's got the physical damage output to take him down in time. There's now Liquid. They'll find Jarex as well. In the trees with the roots. Have they got the damage to kill him off? He'll slide to the side. He's trying to run away. Another net will catch him out. He'll kill Jarex. Trees are being thrown left, right, and center. Thompson, can he bring down Wee with the radiance of Anna burning him down? They can. They get Weeha.
This Spectre is just an absolute monster. They can kill the other heroes. They can constantly do that inside of Liquid, but Anna doesn't look like he's dying again in this game.
He really
so
does.
far out of position.
That Anna Spectre, no, this is not the first time we've seen it at this TI, where he just comes into games and takes over entirely. You really have to appreciate that for a large portion of the mid game. OG, what about 15k behind?
15,000.
Anna was the only one that was really having a game. Look at that drop on.
Yep. And you said we've seen Anna play at this TI. We also saw him playing it last TI.
Yes.
He loves his Spectre.
Anna is back. He really is at full power here in the grand finals. This game one, OG swinging it round entirely. Liquid could not get enough done early on, as this is a second set of racks that OG is taking away.
Liquid has to be pretty thankful that they still have a tier 2 up top. So OG isn't going to be able to go for those megas, as they're going to back up, and what a swing. As Liquid, how do they take fights? They now have a pretty solid build here on Miracle. He's got the Bloodthorn plus the Nullifier, but he's all in.
He's got to be worrisome, right? For Weeha, he goes fully in on this stat build, right? No sort of X, the double Scardy.
Yep.
And still, they are killing him in the fights. It's not enough HP.
Because the HP is not the thing, right? If they're the ET, sure, he's died in the last ones, but it does amplify so much, and they do have that straight up damage that can't come out. Now we're seeing Thompson, he's starting to rack up too. He's got his Daedalus finished. Daedalus Tree Volley. They have the ways, the means to be able to bring down that Meepo.
They really do.
And now I guess the lanes are being pushed in. Oh, gee, they're setting up to go for that tier 2 top. They've got their pretty much everything available. They've got the Haunt now too.
And a lot of those stats sort of rendered ineffective, right? All this agi that's giving him, what, 30 armor, it's taken away. There's no flat armor.
As long as the ET's next to him, yeah.
Sure.
As long as No-Tail can actually get
most of these fights,
which he is going to.
With that axe, he can afford to get in and stomp off, and they aren't killing No-Tail straight away in the fights anymore.
There's too many things they have to pay attention to. There's too many target priorities that Liquid want to go for. But that might just be the biggest one, trying to get this Elder Titan.
I think the big one really for Liquid is getting that Nullifier. It is there. The Nullifier in TA. There was already, what, two Ghost Scepters and an E-Blade on OG's lineup and a Decrepify. Now they can have a bit more luck on committing for the kills. They'll find Thompson.
He's
Silas is out. They have the pick-off potential. Anytime that OG is separated, you cannot write off how quickly Liquid's lineup can delete heroes, with Miracle's build sort of coming to completion with the Bloodthorn Nullifier.
Well, Thompson was just cutting bottom weight, it looks like there, while his team was pushing top, and he just gets caught up, but he has buyback.
That'll be a buyback.
GH dies very quickly. Mind control now.
Surrounding him. Mind jumping back. These rainbows, they hurt. I mean, they do not have buyback. They do not have buyback. Neither Mind Control or GH, they cannot get back into the game.
That's going to be
and OG, they're going to know this. They're going to keep the pressure up on top. Heart, Butterfly, 5.7k gold in the bank. Why not? Anna's Spectre so far ahead right now, as he leads his team towards the third and final set of racks. Miracle has to blink away. Now the buybacks are available for the two of them. They have the gold to get back in. Fortification will slow down OG's efforts for now.
But they're still going to stay. OG, this is the last set of racks. Ana still feeling that powerful. There's the buyback from the Tide. The melt bash.
Found one outside of the base though. Weehive trying to step out. The combo, the magical damage isn't going to get him. It will. The
They
storm
actually get
sends him off. Notel's able to catch him before he's able to poof back. Meepo dead. He's going to have to use the buyback. Out it comes. Zana will get the D ward and continue to push on, taking these racks. Mind control, trying to step forward, but Seb turns towards him. Seb pretty low on the mana, but he's got enough rainbows to bring mind control down to about 25% of his HP. He'll pop the BKB and Miracles, looking for the backlines again. These ghost forms are annoying him. The Dispel will be there onto Notel, but
They're just getting Thompson.
Thompson's got the combo, the damage to kill him off. Mind control is in with the Ravage. They're trying their best to commit on top of Seb. Gush is out. Can they even kill off the Enchilo? They've tried their best on the high ground Ana. He has been nullified. The damage output, it's enough. Again, this single target from Liquid, if they get it going, they can still kill the cause of OG. Even the big old Spectre. As Liquid will hold, it's 3 buybacks they have to use.
Seb instantly buying back. The Roche is up.
They want to contest
now.
it.
Going into it there's going to have to be a bunch of buybacks for OG. They have Refresher queued up on Ana. How much gold does he have for buyback? He doesn't have, he's almost has enough for buyback with the Refresher. But Liquid,
if he wants to sell one of his items,
they're going to go to get this one though.
OG, of course, were able to take that melee rack stop, so they are just holding on to a ranged racks Liquid, but they are doing exactly that. They are holding on in this game.
And Thompson, he was already positioned up toward top, looking to try to go for more split push. But Liquid, they have to just run it down the mid lane, try to force these buybacks. Aegis cheese.
Well, we see, so at the moment, the Aghanims and the Refresher Shard being held by mind control. Is yet to consume the Aghanim's blessing. Liquid trying to force out these buybacks. Ana, he's got to buy back. The tier 4s are being focused. They're not interested in Megas Liquid. They're just interested in ending the game.
Still holding on to it.
The first tier 4's down. Liquid, they're going to be able to get potentially another one out of this. Kuro falling low, turn with the Penitence. He's still alive off the back of this. Finally, the buyback comes out. The Ancient is exposed.
The Ancient's going down.
Ravage. They're just going to keep hitting on. Liquid, they've done it.
Oh my god.
What an end to game 1. It looked like Liquid had it in the early game. It looked like they started to throw it away. It looked like OG was on the verge of getting the win. They took everything bar 1 range racks from Liquid's pace. But then Liquid, they come back into the game, get the Roche, run down mid. Ana, I don't know why he was waiting, but he never bought back.
He held it
to that very
so
last
long.
moment. But at that point, it was too late. Mind control with a spectacular, tentacular finish to the game. Ravages them. It gives all the space in the world for them to take down the Ancient.
If that's a telling of anything that we're going to see in these next few games, bring it on.
I can't quite believe what we saw in this game.
The graph
this had
is the
everything.
story right there. If you look, I mean, you guys can't see the graph right now, but it's just all the way up for Liquid and all